used to be with it. Then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it, and what's it seems weird and scary to me. It'll happen to you.
Hello. Welcome to What I'm With.
Hello, skis.
You are Russian Gailovich.
How you say?
So, I'm Dave. It's my brother Tim.
Hi, I'm Tim.
No
That's
helmet.
my brother Dave.
No
helmet free.
It's been 2 weeks of no helmet.
Yeah.
How's your head?
You know, I still feel like it's on.
The impressions are there.
Yeah, like it might have. It made a lasting impression.
Hey, that's fitting that you did a drum move, because what are we talking about today?
Musica.
Indeed. So, in season 1
Yes.
of the What I'm With podcast.
Yes, this very show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You brought up kind of the very early days of our musical journey.
Yeah.
To the nail at the beginning.
Yep.
We also talked about Petra, which was the very beginning. And this, in my mind, is probably the end of our shared musical journey.
Okay.
Like, this is sort of like the last act. I mean, we've had some overlap since then, but this was, we were still, I think we were roommates at the time. Mm-hmm. We were still getting into the same bands, going to the same shows. So I kind of brought a smattering. So yeah, that's a new...
A plethora.
Yeah. A plethora. Nice mispronunciation. So I wanted to talk about the end of the 90s and the beginning of the aughts.
Yes.
And what happened with music.
So are we calling this post-hardcore?
So that's fair. I kind of, in my notes, called this episode A New Sound.
Yeah.
Because we had kind of, like, it's post-hardcore. We'd gone through punk, we'd gone through hardcore, we'd gone, 90s alternative. Gone through 90s alternative. I would never hurt you.
I'm sorry.
Let's just end there. I got nothing after that. I just don't know why you're so gentle.
I don't know why you have to be so abusive to your microphone, Dave.
I mean,
microphone would like to know. I'd like to know.
the fan base would like to know.
Mel would like to know.
Would like to know. So, as we were exiting our teens, entering our 20s, our collective rage was diminishing.
Yes.
We weren't necessarily listening to the angry, screamy. We were kind of looking for something new.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of go through these kind of chronologically, which kind of even though I don't think it was the first one we got into at the drive-in. Now, out there.
Yeah.
Like super out there.
Yes.
Frenetic lyrics that kind of coalesce into a song, but...
The way I described it to someone one time, the lyrics. Imagine that someone is describing to you a painting, but they're not telling you the painting, they're telling you each individual, like, brushstroke, each little bit.
And not necessarily in order.
No. Yeah, they're just all over.
Here's a bit.
They see the whole thing, you don't see a thing, and they're trying to explain it to you without saying, it's a picture of a bridge with water going under it and people with parasols.
Right.
No, like, they'll just say something completely out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Like yellow sweater.
Yeah.
There's a guy wearing one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You don't know it's a painting.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know he's in that. Yeah. So they actually, I was surprised, they actually started in 94.
Really?
Yeah. Now they kind of came to prominence in 2000 with...
well, through the magic of editing, I'm unsure which is which.
Yes.
We won't share what's going on.
Relationship of Command. It was kind of their... It was also their last album.
Really? Yeah, because they would have split into Sparta and
Mars Volta.
I just said Lamar's Volta.
Oh, Lamar's. Yeah.
Mars Volta.
Yeah, the French.
Mars.
Which, again, Sparta went way more traditional.
Yep.
And Mars Volta was sort of the spiritual successor to At the Drive-In, went way further.
Way out there. There are parts of the album that are just noise. And then it'll coalesce into some of the best music you've ever heard, and then back to noise.
But you have to tolerate 5+ minutes of noise. So these guys, again, they were super out there. Such a different sound from what we were used to.
Absolutely.
Never, to my knowledge, I never saw them live. Again, because they were kind of peaking in 99, 2000, and I was broke. And they were popular enough that they would have been expensive to see.
Yeah. Also, I had a CD case of about a dozen or maybe 2 dozen CDs that was stolen, and it was amongst them.
Yeah. So I had to ask you for jewel cases today because my bin of CDs is missing.
Oh.
And I looked, and my house is not big, and I looked throughout all of them.
So if we had taken the time and prepared like adults, we could have gone through my bins and every one of these albums.
Well, I was very amused that when I asked you for 8 random CD cases, you brought out a pinback one, the wrong pinback one, but you still brought out 8, and I was like, oh, good, because that was one. Well, we'll get there. Okay, we're going chronologically.
We're going chronologically, folks. This is a time travel.
Oh no, we're not.
We're not going chronologically.
No,
it's not time
I'm looking
travel.
at my notes. And I'm like, oh crud.
Dave, among being many things, is a filthy liar. We know now.
we now know. So we're going through how it's written on the paper.
Okay.
Which, not even reverse. It's just like, oh, here's a thing I thought of.
So to derail your episode a second time, did we record on the main camera?
Oh, yeah, I see a red dot. My vision's better than yours.
Okay, I don't. From my angle, I can't see it.
So there's an LCD screen on there, and above the TV is a red dot that shows that it's recorded.
So liquid crystals?
Liquid crystal display. Yeah. They're turning red in that perfect representation of a circle. Let us know that we're recording. But I appreciate your faith in me.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, you proved yourself to be a liar. I had to make sure you're also technically competent.
There have been times.
Yeah.
So next on my list, Glassjaw.
Glassjaw is a band I have never seen live. I know, and it just hurts.
Well, so one of the problems with seeing Glassjaw live is the lead singer Daryl Darren, something like that, has Crohn's disease. So he would often be unwell and have cancer. So I saw. So personal aside, in 1908, I broke my knee.
Oh yeah.
And I was in the process of healing and walking with a cane when I saw Glassjaw at the Record Theater in Towson. I had, before the show, our mutual friend John was playing at the Melting Pot in Towson. Oh. So I went there. I had my tickets to Glassjaw in my peacoat pocket because I'm a fancy gentleman. It's the preferred coat of fancy gentlemen.
Particularly in the early 2000s.
Yes. And there was a hole. And my tickets fell out.
Oh.
And I had hobbled, it was only a block or so, but I had hobbled and I couldn't find my tickets and I had to go hobble back to the Melting Pot.
Okay, I was going to say, please tell me you made it.
Yeah, and oh gosh, Killswitch was the opening band.
Okay.
Killswitch was also very good, but not one that I ever owned.
No, me neither.
I enjoyed them, but they were never kind of one of my bands. Glassjaw, what do you want to talk about unique? Like,
I always took the bartender.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And his voice.
Yeah, one of a kind.
Yeah, there's nothing like it.
Like
all over the map.
Like Mark from Stageacre.
Yeah.
He is a one-of-a-kind vocalist, just like
Daryl
Durden. He's it is something else. I remember the first time. So my wife's sister is 10 years younger than her.
Yeah,
and she was hanging out with us one time, and I put that CD in, and just blew her mind. Just bobbing along because it was very accessible for being weird.
Also in there, everything you want to know about Silence. When he's just like, you, yeah, it's like he's so annoyed that he doesn't even express it with a word. It's just a syllable and a half of pure just. I adore Glassjaw, and one of the other frustrating things is, other than the 2 named albums, they've done a couple EPs. There's just not that much.
Yeah, but what is there is superb.
Yes.
Chef's kiss.
Yes, indeed. So, everything you wanted to know was 2000 and Worship and Tribute, which was the one that I like.
This is Worship and Tribute.
Yeah.
Guess what I'm listening to after we film?
Too. No, it's so. Another episode we could do in the future is just our perfect albums. And that's all in there. Oh, solidly.
Yeah.
Well, there's no song
fight me.
Yeah. No, like a hill I'm willing to die on. Yeah. Sorry, kids. I hope your stepdad is nice to you. I got dark facts.
People out there taking strays, dude. Sorry.
Oh man. All right. So moving on. The one that you picked out, but I wasn't sure if we had a ton of overlap was Pinback.
Yeah.
So
you actually introduced Pinback to me.
So, and I was introduced to Pinback when I went to Cornerstone 1999. There was a multi-car caravan carpool, and the young lady that was driving one of the cars had the 1998 self-titled Pinback.
Okay.
First time I ever heard them, I was like, what is this? Again, I'm going to see hardcore metal, and this is chill,
Very chill,
like droney. It's a love it or hate it kind of band.
Yeah, it's great. 2 vocalists.
Yeah, I mean, really, there's only 2 members. They do a lot of their drums electronic. Now, I've seen them live once, and they do bring a drummer for live shows. But yeah, it was just, again, in that looking for new sounds. This was totally out of left field. I learned some things while researching that I should have known as like an actual Pinback fan. They're named after a character from, I think it's John Carpenter's first movie, Dark Star, which is like a sci-fi comedy, and there's a character on the ship named Pinback.
Oh, I never knew.
And a lot of the...
I just assumed like a dog with his ears pinned back.
I thought that the pins, like the pins that have pins on the back, like a pinback button.
Yeah.
We all went really different
We're both
directions.
wrong.
Yeah. Well, apparently, because there's only one right answer.
Yeah.
And they actually do drops from the movie in a lot of the albums. So, like, a lot of the things, like as I write down these notes on paper, yeah.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
So, like, a lot of the drops are from. So, I tried watching the movie. I made it 15 minutes.
Okay.
It's. Yeah, maybe I was not in the right frame of mind. Maybe there are beverages that would get me there. But,
Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Tea. To reference our first episode, maybe some good tea with
Country Time lemonade.
But yeah, it was one of those things that just it's a mood. Like Pinback is a mood.
Yeah, it really is. I do remember our mutual friend saying that if you were ever in a car with one of the Palmers, you're either listening to Pinback or maybe Circus Survival.
So it was he said the shipping backsive. So it's the shipping news, Pinback, and cursive.
There we go. Okay.
So it was the shipping backsive.
Yeah.
Okay. That was definitely. I'm artistic and have feelings, Dave.
Yeah, because the two of you hung out more often, but he got in my car and I was listening to Pinback, and that's where the brainwave came in. And,
So hilariously, he texted me a day or two ago.
Really?
So he texted me a text message that said, "I am at the Wrecker Theater watching Ashes Remain play live," and I text back, "What year is this?" Because
what day is it?
Yeah, what year? Because the Ashes Remain are guys that we went to church with forever ago.
Yeah.
They still have a Christian rock band. They're still killing it.
Nice.
And they were just playing at the Wrecker, and Josh went and hung out. And
sorry to dox you, Josh.
Yeah, hey buddy. So yeah, just he was just like, I don't know. Have you seen my Fidel Castro hat? Because he used to wear I know a lot of us wore hats like that. I did. That was like my hat phase.
He also introduced us to Five Guys burgers,
and possibly Qdoba.
Yeah.
He was one of those skinny guys that could eat.
Yep.
He's probably still skinny.
Still is.
Yeah.
Still
Genetics are lovely.
Love it.
Some of you.
Love it. I barely eat.
Yeah, right. Now, some overlap that we have with your episode about music is Further Seems Forever.
Yes.
That is
what I said. Rewind the tape.
Yeah.
Where I said the best album that Tooth and Nail put out.
Yeah.
Probably not the Stave Saker album.
If it's not Stave Saker, it's The Moon Is Down.
The Moon Is Down.
Yeah.
This album, I would say, when I said Stave Saker changed everything, this album changed everything again.
Again, yes.
And I remember the EP had come out maybe 6 months to a year before, and they had slightly changed one of the songs.
Right, the Bradley, I think?
Yes, the Bradley. It was a little different.
And Justice Prevails did not make it onto the...
Which is such a good song.
And,
It made it onto a later, best of album.
That and Vengeance Factor, I think?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope you play that one little bit. Oh my gosh, the build up to that. Yeah, I could go on and on and on. I'm sorry.
No, I want you to.
Okay.
This is adding runtime to the episode.
Right, we have to get those minutes in, so our sponsor, Arthritis Cream, will continue to pay us handsomely 2 or 3 cents a month.
2 or 3 cents.
Yeah, we need
We're up
it.
to 3 cents on Rumble.
We
A ladybug landed on my camera and flew away right now.
That is what happened. Further Seems Forever, I found out after the fact when the album was done, printed, shipped, that Chris Carrabba had already left the band.
Yes.
We didn't know this at the time.
No. When I saw them live...
It was Jason Cleese.
No, it was the in-between guy.
There was an in-between guy?
There was an in-between guy before Jason who was in the band.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
But, so not knowing this album comes out, I remember Brendan Ebel. Yeah. I remember his name. I'd never looked it up.
Yeah.
I remember now.
Yeah.
was like so proud of this. He said it's the best record we've ever made as far as production value and the music itself. This inspired our musician friends who were way more talented than us to make amazing music that we got to listen to.
Yes, and attend their shows.
Yeah, and also open the door, I think, personally, to a lot of the other bands on this
I think
show.
that there's one other on here that's more noteworthy that we'll get to.
But I just want to say, were you with me? So there's a place near us, Columbia, which is near Laurel, where we grew up.
Yes.
So
when you encountered Mr. Carrabba.
Yeah, there was a Merriweather Post
Pavilion,
Pavilion, very popular venue for concerts and other things. We were at the mall that day, just hanging out, and then I see, is that Chris Carrabba? And so,
a man that you were a solid foot taller than.
Yes, and at this point, he's not. It's Dashboard
famous,
Confessional, but it's before Dashboard becomes popular.
It's not MTV Dashboard.
It is him and his acoustic guitar, or maybe two acoustic guitars.
Right. This may have been Places You Have Come to Fear the Most era, maybe.
Maybe.
So it was before the big one.
The one that was in the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before,
yes.
Yeah. So before that, before he hits it big, before he goes full band, it's just him and a guitar.
Yeah.
The epitome of emo, I guess, because the music, just that longing. At this point, I am dating my future wife, but had been very single for very long.
Wonderful track record of disappointment.
Yeah. Got a great personality, ladies. But anyway, the music in Dashboard meant a lot to me as a young man who desperately wanted to love and be loved.
Yes.
So I go and see him, and he goes into one of the video stores in the mall.
Yeah.
And I go,
I forget what that one was.
It was the one where you could get like foreign film.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't
really
Sam
cool.
Goody. It was some other. I'm blanking on it now.
No,
it wasn't Pakistan. It was. Oh gosh. I mean, now the AT&T stores.
But I went and I was like, Mr. Carrabba, and he jumped out of his skin.
He was not prepared to be seen by a stranger who was bigger than him.
Yeah, and not to be known in public, who probably still had anonymity.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, I just want to shake your hand. Thank you so much. Your music means so much to me. Blibbity blobbity fanboy. And and it was really nice. And then he's like, all right, well, I'm going to get back to him. Yeah, we're not going to bother you anymore. I just wanted to say hi. Blah, blah, blah. Thanks.
I remember that. Funny. So at the time, I think I was still dating my first girlfriend. And she hated Dashboard so much. And I would play in the car all the time. She wasn't a fan at all of any emo.
I'm not a
fan at all. Like me and our channel.
You like our videos, Dave? I ain't going to like them.
I haven't even subscribed. Anyway, so for further, the fun size fact about Further is they used to be Strong Arm.
Yes.
Switch singers went emo. It's not even fair. They transcended genre. They were so
good. The two guitarists are just incredible musicians.
Their drummer's phenomenal. Their bass player's phenomenal.
And Chris Carrabba, I believe, was 10 years younger than the rest of the guys.
Which
possible. Is part of why he left. He said, I'm a young guy just starting, and he's like, these are old men with wives and kids, and they smell. Something to that effect.
Yeah, it was either him or Jason who said that. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know which one.
I remember hearing that in
the Tooth and Nail podcast.
I'm blanking on the name now.
Me too. Oh, it'll hit one of us. Yeah, but it's a great podcast. Go subscribe. Yeah, very well done. But yeah, it was very sad. But the next guy, Jason, was the guy who I saw.
Yeah, so I've seen Further with Jason, with the In-Between guy, and with the guy from Sensefield, who tragically is no longer with us.
Yes.
I think his name was John.
Maybe so. I loved his album.
Yeah, his album was great. It was the best Sensefield record ever.
Yeah.
I mean, he had one of those voices.
Yeah,
That's just, you can't really associate him with anything but.
Yes, but this album, game changer. Game changer.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, it's one of those front to back, no skippable songs.
Yep.
Yeah, phenomenal.
It does one thing I don't like. Like Columbo. We thought we were done.
Yeah. Then you brought me back in.
And I can't see the fronts. Yeah. So if Circa is on here, where the last song just goes. And back in the day when you're like taping off of CD, it's like, really, I just have all of this now that I have to fast forward through to get to the end of side B. We're still fast forwarding.
Yeah.
Am I done yet? Okay. Yeah. And it just goes and goes. Yeah. Annoys me. Just don't do it anymore.
Just don't do it.
Just don't.
Well, now that we're in the digital era, that people really don't.
Even then, it bothers me because sometimes I put stuff on my phone in case I ever lose.
Well, it's like listening to Goodbye Sky Harbor by Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I love this song, but it's 20 years long.
Did you see them live with
Yes.
me when they played a heavier version of Goodbye
Well,
Sky
I don't know
Harbor?
if I saw that live. I saw that by myself. So with Dashboard as the opener at Bohager's. Remember Bohager's?
I remember that, and also what we called it, censored.
Yeah. I have an anecdote from that show. I was trying to greet one of the Eat Worlds. I don't remember which one.
Not James.
I mean, maybe James or John or Jeff. I don't know. And he was surrounded by attractive young women.
Mhm.
And I was just trying to say hi, and then would not acknowledge me. I was like, whatever. And then he looked. Oh, great. Yeah. Oh, good
But
times.
yes, the great version of Goodbye Sky Harbor, and I keep meaning to go look and see if they ever made a version of that.
Okay.
It was
It's one of my
heavier,
favorite songs of theirs.
and it had a different ending that didn't go for 20 minutes.
So moving on from Further, which is difficult to do.
Can we just talk about? Could we just song by song?
Just knock it all down.
Yeah.
We already mentioned Cursive.
Yes.
And I almost spoiled the episode because the last time I came to your house, it was blasting in my car. I
Oh,
was like, oh, girl, I forgot to turn this off.
it wouldn't have. Because I still listen to.
Yeah, no, Cursive Domestica is still in my... They actually put out a remaster in 2022.
Is it a good remaster? Because
Heck yes.
some bands have been doing remasters that are.
No, this is like all the things I wish sounded better, sound better.
What was that one? Silent Planet, when they redid their, and it just
so disappointing.
so terrible. It's like
Yeah.
don't just
Yeah.
make the quality of the first one better. Don't
Yeah.
re-record everything and
Yeah.
make it worse.
Right. Yeah. So Domestica is an interesting record. It's lyrically a fictional telling of the lead singer's divorce. So you get some really deep themes. The band was also going through some craziness at the time. So they started in like the early mid-90s, then came to prominence with Domestica and Burst in Bloom, and then Up the Organ. And that was one of those things where the dude was clearly having a hard time. I remember a friend at the time, his girlfriend, went to go see them live, and the guy did not play. He just stood on stage and ranted about his life. People had spent money to see the band play music.
Oof.
And he was just like, I don't know if he was under the influence or but he just...
It
went
seems
on a
ridiculous that people would go someplace under the guise of being able to listen to music and then be denied listening to music. It would be really weird if that happened now,
That would
today,
be really bizarre, wouldn't it?
recently.
Yeah.
It'd be very strange.
Very strange. Yeah.
Was it Cursive that had Shattered Dinner Plates is how we communicate?
Yes, and you thought
And
it
I
was
thought
Shattered
it
Dinner
was, and I thought it was
Plate.
Shattered Dinner Plate, and I still
Yeah.
like
So chuckle.
the most emo
Yeah.
thing ever. My
Oh,
dinner
my
plates
dinner
are shattered. Oh, scarf.
Yeah. But again, as far as like sounds, Cursive just has a sound.
They
Like,
do.
They are not... Who do you compare them to?
Cursive.
Yeah.
Um,
Most of these bands are like that. Like, there's not a ton of overlap. Now, some of them, toward the end, there is a little bit. 1997, Thursday.
I love Thursday so much.
And Full Collapse, which was kind of the one that hooked us, was 2001. And we were supposed to see them live
Yeah,
at the Warped Tour.
we were.
And a human being that we're related to made us late.
It happens.
It does.
It happens.
We saw a lot of other good bands.
We did.
Bad Religion.
Yeah.
But not Thursday.
No,
Never saw them live.
never once. And so it's interesting because talking about the whole documenting our musical journey, I have written down what I think was really interesting about Thursday. Going back and listening to it now, not realizing, I think there's like a lot of Christian themes in their music.
Interesting.
I don't think they're a Christian band or Christians in a band, but just going back, you can really hear some stuff.
Interesting.
And I was like, I wonder,
Yeah.
because we know
So,
some.
yeah, like Thrice was, again, like,
Yeah,
at the time Dustin was Christian. I don't know if he still is, but I know other members of the band weren't, and they didn't interfere with his lyrics.
So yeah, just finding that interesting. But yeah, Thursday, oh gosh, and their second album, War All the Time. So this is after 9/11. They had a 9/11 song that is in my This Song Slaps playlist, which I have discussed.
Yes, and that song slaps.
It absolutely
Yeah.
slaps.
And that was a great, but I never really followed them after that.
They did their next album. I just remember the song 5, 4, 3, 2. It's fine, but those first two albums are the ones that are.
Yeah.
Those are my albums.
Yeah, and again, it was, right era, right age.
Mhm.
Like kind of a lot of people say like what you listen to in high school and right after high school is kind of your music.
Yes.
A lot of this is that era
You heard those boring old men who are like, I just still listen to stuff from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
We don't like anything that was made recent. That's not
What's a Dua Lipa?
Yeah, what is a Dua Lipa?
Is it a Star Wars character?
Sounds like
Actually, I remember I think I sent it to you one time. It was like an Amazon commercial, and it was for a music festival, and I literally knew who none of these people were. It was like, Dua Lipa, Mika Pupa. Yeah. And then I sent it to you, and I was like,
photo of George Lucas.
Yeah, Panda Bobo. Yeah. Who are these people?
Who are these people? And then we've only got 2 left to talk about. Coheed and Cambria.
Ah, yes.
So Second Stage Turbine, whatever. That was 02. And it was immediately followed by Silent Earth, Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3, which is 03. Good Apollo 4 was, I think, 05. So it was a little longer. Coheed.
Now, if any band needs to remaster their first album, I wonder if AI could say, you could go, hey, Grok, take the Second Stage Turbine Blade, but make all the instruments sound like they do on Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth.
Or Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3.
Yeah. Can you please do that, Mr. Grok?
Dude.
Yes.
I mean, those are great albums, but the mix and mastering on 3.
Listen to that song. Which track? 4, 3, 4. What is it? I'd look at the back of the album.
It's not the back of the album.
But it's not the back of the album.
Yeah. So when that album came out on CD,
compact disc,
I had a compact disc player in my clips. Yeah. And it did not leave my car for 2 months. Everyone who rode with me was really annoyed. I could not stop listening to it.
Yeah.
Man.
I am there with you.
Now, I think it is fair to say you can make one and only one band comparison with Coheed. Rush.
Yep.
And we weren't Rush guys.
No.
We somehow missed them. And when I found out that they existed years after Coheed, I was like, oh, how?
Same thing happened to me. I was playing that album in my car with a coworker. We were driving from one building to another. And he's like, these guys sound a lot like Rush. They're really good.
Yeah, please explain more.
And I was like, they do sound a lot like Rush.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like that song on the album Rush. Yeah, sure.
I like Rush.
Yeah.
I do actually.
No, I love Rush, but I did not discover them when I was supposed to. And and they're part of the zeitgeist for everything. People who play Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, there's all that overlap. And how did I miss them?
I jokingly called them Wizard Rock.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Wizard Rock. That's a very good term. But I think as much as all of these are new sounds, as much as all of these are amazing, translating the name by Seiyos, it was like we got 7 years digitally. They released one song on their website. All of our friends went bananas for it.
Would it interest you to know that I have that album still in it? It is signed by the band.
In my bin that's missing, I have it too.
Along with a CDR of 2 songs that were not on the main album.
Yep.
I am one of...
I think it was like 700. It was not many.
It was not a lot of people.
We both jumped on it.
How many kept them? Don't know.
Well, one less if I can't find that stupid bin of CDs.
Well, then you have increased the value of mine. Assuming things like CDs have value, I don't know.
But yeah, I did the same thing. Hearing 7 years for the first time.
I'm listening to it in my head. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it's, extremely catchy, poppy vocals with incredibly complex music that is also listenable. It's not like...
It's not like math rock where there's like a barrier to entry. Like it's very approachable. Now, the vocal style is definitely in that higher range, which is not for everyone. I know a lot of people that are turned off by it, but it's not. I love all ranges of vocals if they're good.
Same, but I actually do really like that upper range.
I don't like it because I can't hit it.
Oh, okay. But I like that. It's in, obviously, because of the singer, Circa, and then Secret and Whisper, and many other such bands.
Yeah, and Anthony Green from Seiyos, who moved on to do Circa, and then did some tracks on Sound of Animals Fighting. He did a solo project. I mean,
he came full circle and did a Seiyos record afterwards, which was the follow-up to Translating the Name. Wait, is that the EP?
Yeah.
Yes, Translating the Name that we never got.
Yeah. Just like Further Seems Forever came back and did Penny Black.
Yes.
With Chris Carrabba, which was the follow-up to Moon Is Down that we died together 20 years to get.
But superb.
Yes, absolutely. So these were kind of the 8 bands that I thought really, I mean, with kind of 10 consider what at the drive-in did. But
there is one that is missing from this list that you'll find out about on Fun Size.
Oh, you're holding.
I'm gonna hold. Look at me.
Yeah, withholding.
Withholding.
Yes. No. Withholding.
Did it play?
Whoa.
Okay. Great.
Oh, hello, Buster. Here's a candy bar.
Oh,
No, I'm withholding it.
Cool.
Yeah, but
Well, if you want to withhold, that's
I will withhold just because I have to for content.
Yes.
But I 99% agree with everything on this table.
Yeah, and again, like we had some musical journey afterward that we shared. That I don't know if it's enough for an episode, but like Tiny Moving Parts in recent years, one we both got into.
Very recently, I don't know if you've given them any more of a listen, is House of Protection.
No, I need to do more. Yes,
they're a band that has burst onto the scene, whatever the scene is, but it sounds like they came from the late 90s. Like you get some Stabbing Westward, some Linkin Park, some Gorillaz. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah. I mean, the one track you shared with me is phenomenal.
Yeah, they have an EP out right now. I'm listening to it over and over again. It's just so good. So check them out.
Yeah, check them out. Check out all of these guys. Look for the Fun Size episode in a few days. So you'll hear what Tim's holding out on you for 72 hours. I don't know.
Yeah, that's really hard.
More than 48.
Yeah,
less than.
It's not a weekend, and it's not. It's not Monday, the first day of the week.
It's the second day of the week.
Well, it's the first day.
It's the second. It's not hard.
It's the first day. If I look at my timesheet for my job, it's the first day of the week.
Mine starts on Sunday.
Good for you.
All right, guys. Well, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, watch the other shows on the second, third, and fifth day of the week.